There was a time when my bench press was stuck at 25 kg. I didn't know why, it just was stuck. I tried everything, or I thought I tried everything, but it just didn't want to increase. But after failing so many times, I found out the reason to why I was failing. And after I found out the reason and actually applied it, that's when I was able to increase my bench press weight to 45 kg in just 5 months. It wasn't some magic program. The thing that was holding me back was actually my food and how I applied progressive overload. So let's start with the food, because that's one of the biggest things that lifters ignore when they're trying to build real strength. We think that strength actually comes from lifting more, but the truth is it comes from your fuel. So the first thing that you have to make sure of is that you eat enough protein. Eat 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. No overthinking, just trying to eat that protein goal every single day. And then I also made sure that I ate in a 500 calorie surplus, because I was trying to gain weight. I was 50 kg. If you're trying to lose weight, obviously you need to eat in a deficit, but you have to still make sure that you eat enough protein. As I said, with that 500 calorie surplus, I was able to gain almost a 1 kg every single month. More body mass means more leverage, more recovery, and more strength. So I made sure to apply those two aspects in my diet. Now let's talk about the training side of things. I didn't change my form because my form was already good. I already knew the right things to do. So the problem wasn't how I lifted, the problem was how I progressed. I used to just try every single session. Some days I lifted heavier, some days I lifted lighter. No real structure. That's when I decided to build one. So I created a simple progressive overload plan that you can also follow if you want to build more strength. The first aspect of it is focusing on reps first. First, try to increase your reps. So let's say you start on a specific exercise for 6 reps. On a Friday, try to do 7 reps on your last set for that specific exercise. If you can do that, if you can do 7 reps on your last set, the following week on your first session, try to do 7 reps on all your sets. And then repeat this process until you get to 10 reps on that exercise. Once you get to 10 reps, that's when you start to increase your weight. So you focus on the weights last after your reps. But when you increase your weight, increase it by 2.5 or 5 kg. And then you just repeat this cycle again and again and again. And if you combine this with your food, that's when you will make some killer gains, because that's actually how you build muscle. But to do this, you have to make sure that you track everything. You track your workouts. I use the app called Strong to track my workouts. What this app allows me to do is I can track my reps, my sets, my rest time as well, and I can see my history of my previous sessions so that I know if I was in 6, 7 or 8 reps or 10 reps. That's how I was able to progress with my training. For the food side of things, I use ChatGPT to track my meals, because I can just input the ingredients of my food and it would give me my macros, my calories, my carbs, my protein, my fat of that specific meal. That's how I was able to structure my meal plan. So with that extra calories, I was able to have enough energy to push over time. With that protein target, I was able to build and repair my muscles, and they came back stronger every single time. And with recovery, everything came together. The training sent the signals to my muscle, the food gave my muscles the building blocks, and my sleep is when the progress and the repair and the recovery started to happen. So if you're stuck right now, follow this plan. First, hit your protein target daily. Then, try to stay in a 500 calorie surplus. Thirdly, implement the simple progressive overload plan, which is focusing on your reps first and then increasing the weight. Fourth thing you have to do is stay consistent with tracking your food and tracking your workouts. And the fifth thing, and arguably the most important out of everything, is to stay consistent. Because if you don't stay consistent with your diet and your training, you're not giving your body what it needs to actually start to build muscle and get stronger at the same time. So this approach might sound boring, but boring works because boring gives you that small progress, and that small progress adds up over time. And that's how I went from 25 kg to 45 kg in just 5 months. You become the person you want to be by pushing through the times you want to quit.